Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll discuss about some altcoins which are ready to move up or which are at the demand zone where BTC is struggling, right? So we'll start with the Atom. So what's going in Atom? As we can see, it is at supply, right? It is at supply, and this is some tight consolidation range, which is not easily passable, right? So now, what is Atom doing? Atom is forming a range here. If we check this in 1 hour time frame, so what we can see here, it is forming a top whenever it's moving, right? Also, it is filling spaces, right? It has created a good base over here, but it is struggling to move up now, right? But now it is trying to break this region. So we can expect something to happen like this. If we see it can break and then return to test this demand zone again. It can come to test this demand zone and then move because it will break the supply for the first time, right? And it is not moving from a good level because the demand level is here, and this is not a good demand level because it has not created a new high, right? So we'll wait for Atom to come back to this region for the good entry. If we check again the daily time frame, if I just remove this, yeah, so this is the demand zone, right? For the Atom for now, and it is consolidating good. So we can like enter at this point, but we have to wait because it might break and it can come back to the demand zone again to test this level. Like this was a 1 hour demand zone, so it can break and come back to this point and then move. Like this is quite a possibility. Okay, so the next is Cake. And now Cake is really interesting. Okay, if we mark the demand zone, so this is a demand zone for Cake. Yeah, this is a demand zone for Cake, and if we come at this point, we can mark the range. This is the range for Cake, and if we mark the supply here, so this is supply for Cake at this present levels. Okay, so now what Cake is doing, we can see this was a good recovery period, and then it started filling the space. Okay, this was the equal lows and this was the liquid that was created. So this is the area for the early buyers where early buyer entered, and for this to go, like for this to get bullish, we need this region to break, right? We need this region to break at this point and then a pullback, or we can say the test of this high or supply, and then a range formation and then a move. And it is a like this range, like this range is really good to enter in Cake, right? Because it's accumulating over here and we can see a good accumulation at the weekly demand zone. Okay, this is the only demand zone from where we can see a good moves coming in the Cake. We also see this all-time high and then a move till this supply, right? A move till this supply, and now it has created a base over here and then a fall, and now it's now it is accumulating right now. So we can expect a good target. If we enter around this region, we can expect a target till this region for the like our first target, because this is whole the imbalance move. So we can clearly see a good momentum till here, till $20. Okay, so the next is Luna. Okay, so Luna is really an interesting structure. As we know, it is outperforming the market. Like it created a new high from here, and if we mark the demand zone that created a new high is this. Okay, now what Cake is doing? cake is forming a faulty base structure. If we see, like, this is the high and this was a demand, right? And the next swing low is this, and the next swing high is this, and the next swing low is this, right? But if you see, we can, like, we can observe that it is reacting from the same demand, right? Like this demand, right? So this is called as the faulty base structure, because it is not showing a good momentum. It is not creating a much good high than a previous high, right? So we can, this is the supply for right now, okay, for the current levels. So we can expect a fall like this or from this region as well. And then something to break the structure, right? And then a fall to this demand zone, to this demand zone. So the entry for the Luna is at this region. So we can wait for Luna to come to this region and then form accumulation range, and then we can look for the entries. We have to wait for Luna to come to the to our proper, like, to proper discount price, right? Because here we are, the wheels are interested to buy, right? Not here. So this is Harmony. As we can see, it is at daily supply. This was the range that is restricting this price to move up, okay? And if we mark the demand zone, this is a demand zone, right? This is a demand zone that created, or that broke this high, right? Here is the liquidity. Okay, if I explain you the concept of liquidity, what is it? Like, if you see a good demand zone, like this is the major demand zone, but you can later see that the range is forming somewhere here, but you know that this was the imbalance move and this is the demand zone of for this range, but you can see a huge space to the downside, because we know the move has started from here. So there are chances that it can trap the buyers over here, and then come to this demand zone and then start moving, because whales are interested in this region, right? Whales are not ready to buy higher. They are always ready to buy at cheaper price. So this is how liquidity comes in. Also, for the upside, if we invert the chart, we can see this is the actual supply area and this is the range of where, you know, the retailers like us are trading, right? And then we see a range and we think that it may fall again to the downside, but we enter here, but we get a stop loss hit, right? And then this is the actual supply level where the whales are interested to sell, to short, right? So this is how it works. So coming back to the Harmony, so this is the liquidity. Like, we can actually see the equal highs or equal lows over the region, and the supply or the demand zone is far from that region. So that creates a liquidity, like that create a difference between the actual supply, or you can say the actual zone and the current zone, right? So this is at the supply and it tested for the first time, right? So it can come to this level as well, like it can give a pull back till this level and then can move. Like, this will be a good entry for Harmony according to me, because this is where the buyers are interested, right? You can say this weeks where the buyers are buying, right? And the next is FTM Fandom. As we know, Phantom is a good project, and it is trading at like near to all-time high, right? If I mark this properly, yeah. And as we can see, it has broken this region, the supply level, and this is the supply from where the sellers are sitting over here at this point, right? So it is testing. It is testing now, and we can expect a pullback. As we know, this is the demand zone for Phantom, because from this demand zone we can see a break of this supply, right? So we can expect Phantom to come at this level and then shoot, or we can also expect to break this level and then a pullback and then a spike. So this are the two cases that can happen. Like uh, there is no point of entry right now, but you can invest less by taking like less risk, because I can see like a pullback can happen, right? Because this is really a premium price to buy, and this is a discount price where whales would be interested to buy. And the next is Neo. So this is the all-time high. Like for now, the Neo is trading at all-time high origin. Okay, like we see this was the break, but this was a sharp rejection. So we can see good sellers are sitting over here, and this is the demand zone for the Neo, because we can see it break this level as well from this demand zone, and this level as well from this demand zone, right? So what is happening here? We can see it has given a break to this supply as well, but it's making a top, so we can expect a pullback inside this range again, and then trade here, and then a pullback to this demand zone, and then then it will form like a range over here at this range, and we'll get to see if it's accumulation base or the distribution base, but we'll have to wait. Also the thing is it can also move from here, but there is no entry if it moves. You shouldn't buy anything in the premium price, because your risk gets more volatile. Your risk is high at that point if you're buying high. And this is HNT. So this was the high that we got, and we can see this is the range from where this all move started, right? And if we mark the demand zone for this, so this is the demand zone for HNT. This was not a demand zone because this was outside the range, so that's why many people got trapped here, and then it retraced again back to this demand zone, but it didn't tested this low, right? This didn't tested this demand zone, and now we can see this is as our demand zone, right? And it is forming a good structure over here. So we can also see this as a supply level, because there is some base formation over here. If I change the color, so this is the base, like this distribution base, and we can see a fall, and this is where, like this is from where the fall has started. So this is our supply region, and we can see a good accumulation over here, like it's forming a rounding bottom like structure, and we can see the contraction, like the selling candles are getting reduced. Like this is the big candle, so we need this candle to get reduced. If we get a good candle till here, or small candles of like a small selling candles, and then a big bullish candles, so we can say it is contracting, and we can expect to enter at this region, keeping SL below this swing, because if it breaks, so it will like it will come at this region at the demand, and it can accumulate here, and we'll have to check how this is going to happen, right? So that's it for today. Also, if you want me to discuss any about other assets, please mention in the comment section. Yeah, do like the channel, subscribe, do share if you like my work. That's it for today. Thank you.